The Arkansas Razorbacks went to Oxford with revenge on their mind. But while the offense kept them in the game, the defense had a night full of ups and downs. Here's the biggest takeaway from the Hogs' defensive performance against the Ole Miss Rebels. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the first half. We'll start there. Right out the gate, the defense struggled. The defense missed tackles. We had blown assignments and way too soft of coverage. Allowed Ole Miss to score quickly and rack up 31 points by halftime. The Razorbacks simply couldn't get off the field. So you could tell by the way that we was giving them so much cushion initially to start the game. That should have told everybody that coach don't trust his guys playing man-to-man. Because the only way to play Ole Miss the way that they were attacking on Saturday was to play tight on the receivers, because you had to get more people in the box because of the quarterback's ability to run and create with his feet. And then you had, at the time before the day started, the SEC's top rusher in Keywan Lacey. So you couldn't just give space, because all they were doing was just throwing short passes and letting the receivers break tackles and make plays. The brand new secondary that all the coaches were raving about at the beginning of fall camp got absolutely torched and exposed. All the talk about how big the corners and the secondary is and how fast they are. But if you don't know where you're going within a play, it doesn't matter how fast you can run, because if you don't know where to run, you're still going to get beat, give up pressure. So when I look at the secondary, I feel that they got exposed. It's supposed to be a unit that we were more excited about. Ole Miss connected on deep passes and converted third downs to ease. Injuries, communication issues also played a part, but Arkansas gave away way too many chunks. It's something that definitely has to be corrected. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about stopping the run. It was actually a bright spot for the team. Our run defense. Arkansas held Ole Miss to about 118 yards per 40 carries. That comes out to be less than 3 yards per attempt. So the front seven was actually pretty decent in run situations and on running down. The front seven battled very hard in the trenches. They didn't let the Rebels beat them the way that they beat them in the air on the ground. So shout out to the front seven for that. Okay, so I gave some praise to the front seven, but that was just on running situations. But on passing situations, they were nowhere to be found. Where was the pass rush? Still, through all of everything that we could celebrate about the run defense, without a pass rush to generate pressure, you don't have a chance. Even when they blitzed, they still couldn't break through to disrupt the quarterback consistently. That gave Ole Miss too much time to exploit the secondary. In the second half, the Razorbacks tightened up. They forced a key 3-and-out that gave the offense one last chance, but a costly turnover on the other side of the ball ultimately sealed the game, leaving the defense improvement too little, too late. So these are the things I feel like the Razorbacks have to clean up and clean up fast if they want to save their season. The first thing is they're going to have to improve tackling fundamentals because they missed way too many tackles. And they also have to take better pursuit angles whenever they're chasing the runner. The second thing I believe that they need to do is they need to get a more consistent pass rush or get a better disguise of blitzes to help disrupt the quarterback's momentum. And that's something that we got to get fixed in a hurry, because if we can't generate any pressure, there's no way to expect the guys on the back end to be able to cover top-notch receivers. Next thing that we have to do is tighten up in the secondary. Better communication, tighter coverage, and fewer blown assignments. I'm going to start off with the better communication part. Having better communication, because when you're playing man-to-man, it's not about just how physical or how good you are physically. Being able to play man-to-man is knowing what you're supposed to do, knowing who you got, and being able to be where you're supposed to be so you don't have any blown assignments. So if you can't get to the right spot, it doesn't matter how fast you are. It doesn't matter how strong you are. And these were the things that they were telling us, that they were excited about having such big guys that are fast, is by having that ability to play man-to-man defense, but they were not able to do that. Got to have better opening half game plans and faster adjustments. Can't wait until the fourth quarter to make adjustments. You can't allow these teams to get off and get a head start. Travis Williams definitely will have to be better at these situations as the season moves on. Got to be better in the critical moments. Have to avoid costly turnovers in critical game-winning moments. Now, I probably would have called a better play than a pass in that situation, and I would want it to keep it in my best ball handlers' hands, my quarterback, my 6'6", 240-pound quarterback, and my running backs. These are the people that I want to handle the ball whenever I'm trying to run the clock out. So overall, I would give the defense, because they were pretty good against the run, and because they forced a 3-and-out, I would give them a C-, which is not great by no stretch of the imagination. But they were good up front against the run. They were bad covering over the top. But they did get a key stop when the team needed them. So that's why I granted them a passing, well, not passing, but, out of D-range grade. Definitely room for a whole lot more of improvement. So we've made it to my final takeaway. The Hogs showed toughness in stopping the run and fighting back late in the game. But poor tackling and having a leaky secondary to go along with a lack of pass rush was the difference. If Arkansas wants to contend in the SEC, the defense has to start faster and play a much cleaner game. So what did you think of Arkansas's defense against Ole Miss? Go ahead and drop your take in the comments. Feel free to voice your opinion. This is the Razorback Lounge. So speak your piece. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the Wine Boss channel. And make sure you hit that bell for more Razorback breakdown. So, till the next time, my name is Wine Boss, saying so long from Chop Talk.